Hey there, and welcome back to Breadcrumbs for Life, where we talk about real life struggles, everyday faith, and the small steps that lead to big breakthroughs. Today's episode is called Billfold Buddies, because when it comes to money, you don't need to go it alone. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to get your finances under control and felt like you were the only one struggling? Maybe you stared at your budget, looked at your checking account, opened your billfold, and thought, why is this so hard? Is it just me? Why does everybody else seem to have it all together? Well, I've got news for you. You are not alone. In fact, most people are trying to figure it out just like you are. And that's exactly why community matters, especially when it comes to something as personal and as powerful as money. I remember a time in my life when I felt completely overwhelmed with debt. And to be honest, there was more than just one time. And the very first time I remember struggling was going to the ATM to draw some money off of my credit card because I didn't have enough to buy the groceries, to buy clothes for my kids, to just live on. And those $300 I would draw off my credit card, they added up over time, and you know what happened after that? I was just maxed out on my cards, and I was thinking, how did I get this way? Knowing full well that it was the drive to the ATMs every other day to draw some money out and spending it on things that I really didn't need to have rather than having a budget. But what I've learned through this is breakthrough often happens in relationship, meaning you don't have to go it alone. You can have a billfold buddy. You can have billfold buddies with a group of people. And whether it's your best friend or a spouse or even a small group, or maybe even a coach, you can bring your goals into the light. And when things are in the light, they start to grow, right? Here are some ways that you can turn your financial stress into forward movement together. First of all, you can share your goals with somebody you trust. It is so hard to be vulnerable and say, hey, I just don't have the money. You don't want to appear like you're broke or you can't manage your money. But sometimes you just have to say, I'm trying to get out of debt this year. Or I really want to stick to my budget. And saying that out loud brings clarity. And it's the first step to turning hope into action. Another thing you can do is check in regularly. It doesn't have to be complicated, just a quick text. Asking the other person, did they stay on budget? Or how's the spending freeze going? Or ask them to ask you questions on a regular basis. That can give you the motivation that you need to stay on track. The third thing, is to celebrate your progress, big or small. Paying off a credit card, getting a little bit of money you was not expecting. You made it through the month without bothering your savings. Share your wins because progress is meant to be shared and celebrated. Here's something to think about. Are you trying to fix your finances in isolation when you could be growing alongside someone who gets it? Or even somebody in the same boat? Maybe this is your moment to invite somebody into the journey. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't need just a billfold buddy, but somebody that will walk with you, learn with you, and remind you you're not alone. Think of one person you can trust and reach out this week and say, hey, I'm working on getting better with money. Want to check in once a week and hold each other accountable? It's as simple as that. I'm sure there's somebody in your circle that probably could use some help in their finances as well, and they don't want to admit it either. That's why we need these billfold buddies, right? Well, thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today. I hope you're encouraged by this, and maybe share it with a friend, maybe even your new billfold buddy. And if you're looking for a community of women to grow with you in every area of your life, finances and self-care and relationships and money, careers, things like that, just let me know. And I'm building a community. I'm building a community for people that can walk alongside you. So until next time, keep following the breadcrumbs and take the next step that matters most to you, because those next steps matter the most.